But one of the incidents that really touched my heart was when I was in college, and no, it was not in college actually, I was in school. It was in 1971. My mother, Swami asked my mother to go to England for some conference there. The Sai organization was just starting and he had asked her to go there. And when we were in that interview, even Swami was telling my mother, such a loving Lord, my mother who was not a very educated person, but spent all her life serving Swami. He told my mother, you go to Europe, you go and meet the Sai Center. They are beginning to start the center there in London. Swami had written a letter for those people, how to start the center and all that. You go there and you do everything, but you see London also and you come. And he said, that Indian government, it will only give you 20 pounds to take with you. So he said, I have written in the letter to Sitaram, who was Shailesh and Suchitra will know, Sitaram in London, don't worry, whatever you want to buy for your children and your husband, you can buy whatever you want. They will give you the money. Don't worry, I will give Sitaram. He even managed my mother's exchange pounds sitting in Prashanti Nilayam interview room. That is the love of our Lord. But in that particular interview, there was one lady, and she had come from another part of India. The centers were just beginning to take off there, and they were very, very excited about doing seva. As the Swami started the 3 wings of the Sai centers. And they had, for 1 year or so, they had been doing some seva activities. And Swami had at that time told everybody, put aside a handful of rice whenever you cook for your family. Don't suddenly go to the store and put a lot of pressure financially on yourselves to buy a lot of food and other things when you want to do Narayan Seva. The idea is to think of someone who doesn't have food. Think of them when you are eating. God has given you everything. So when you are cooking for your family, put aside a handful of food, whether it is wheat or rice or whatever it is, put aside, and that gathered rice that you have gathered, you cook it at the end of the month and distribute it. This was Swami's instruction. Because at every meal, he wanted us to remember someone who doesn't have it. So this lady was there. She had been given the job of doing the Narayan Seva, arranging the Narayan Seva in her center. So she was very, very happy about her achievements of doing this. So Swami asked her, how is it going in your Samiti? In India, they used to call it as Samiti for centers. Oh, very well, Swami. We are all doing such a wonderful job, she said. It is for Swami to tell us that, whether we are doing a wonderful job. Not for us to tell Swami we are doing a wonderful job, isn't it? We are doing a wonderful job, Swami. So many people are coming and singing bhajans, and every month we are doing Narayan Seva, and we are collecting kgs of rice, and we are making rotis and rice and sabji, and we are doing Narayan Seva. We are making the food. We are collecting a lot of food, Swami. We are distributing. First we started with 10 people. Now more than 150 people we are doing this. Oh, very happy, Swami said, very happy. Then this lady didn't want to stop there. Sometimes this is what, don't let it go into your head sometimes, right? Whatever we do. So, Swami, we are doing such a wonderful job, Swami. You really must come and see it sometime. You really. So immediately I was sitting there, I sat up straight. Okay, today something is going to happen here in the because I had seen Swami for 30 years. I know that one of us says some foolish sentence like this. Swami, you really must come and see one of these days, when you get the time. He is everywhere. What is it that he does not know? But we are forgetting that. And she's saying, Swami, when you get the time, you really must come and see what a good job we are doing. You really, I think you'll spend your time well, if you come and saw us doing so much work. So, you must come and see Swami. You should please come to my place. She said, oh, yeah. Swami ignored her statement. And he was talking to the other people in the... When Swami ignores you first time, the smart thing would be to keep quiet, right? But that ego won't, this egoless which he told, that ego won't let us go sometime. So she did. Next time again he turned towards us. Swami, I'm really telling you, Swami, after all the samitis you have started recently, you really must come and see how your samitis are working. Please come and see, Swami. As though you tell the district president or your regional coordinator, really come and see what we are doing in a set. Like that she's telling Swami. So I moved a little closer to Swami's chair. Okay, let me see what happens next. Here, today's scapegoat is available. I knew she was going to be today's scapegoat. But how will Swami teach it? Because Swami's problem, he has to teach the lesson with love. If it is us, we will say, hey, are you crazy or what? They're asking such. But Swami can't say this, poor thing. He's divine, right? So he has to teach these lessons with love. So how is he going to do now? It's an experiment. Again that lady, Swami ignored her, she didn't keep it up. Third time she said, Swami, you must come, Swami. You must see how much work is being done. So, third time, Swami looked at her and said, vachan le, I have come. In that tone of voice, vachan le, I have come. He said, no, Swami, you have never come to our city. You see how, we do study circles. Swami is everywhere. Swami is with us. He's all thing. And then one favorite joke, I have 5 minutes. And a favorite joke, we will have a beautiful house. And somebody will come to your house for a bhajan and they'll say, oh, what a lovely house you have. You'll say, no, it is not my house, it's Swami's house. We are so good at saying these statements without meaning it. One day in another interview, some other couple had come. They had the photos of their beautiful house actually. Very beautiful house, and one of the rooms, it was like a mansion and the puja room was like a temple they had made. And they were showing Swami the puja room with Swami's photo. See Swami, for you we have made this puja room, they said. And Swami said, very nice house, very nice house. Oh Swami, it is all your leelas, Swami. It's your house, Swami. So Swami said, write it in your will. Write it in your will. It's easy to say because we are so attached to our worldly goods. So, Swami, you have never come to our city, Swami. You must come. It's a beautiful place. You really must come. Swami said, no, I have come to your place. No. See, sometimes we are so slow in our learning. That is why Swami says in your spiritual path, you must be very alert. Not alert to the other people's faults, but alert to our own faults. So she was not alert. When Swami is making that, no Swami, you have not come. Suddenly, this Swami who is so lovingly talking and making jokes, cracking jokes with the group, saying, yes, I have come. I know you are doing. Suddenly his demeanor changed. From that sweet Krishna feeling, he became Shiva. I have come. Shall I tell you when I have come? What type of rice do you buy for Narayan Seva? He changed the topic. What type of rice do you buy for Narayan Seva? Good rice only, Swami, good rice. Oh, good rice? Everybody brings good rice, Swami. They all keep it aside and then we mix it together with it. I am not asking about other people. What type of rice do you buy for Narayan Seva? Now this lady is getting a doubt. Where is this conversation going, right? So good rice only, Swami. No. 2 rupees rice from the ration store for Narayan Seva. Basmati rice for your family. Not the same. Why are you saying you are buying the same rice? No, Swami, I buy. See, the ego won't let you go. Even when she's arguing. No, Swami, I bring good rice. Wait, Swami said. Brothers and sisters, I have never forgotten this scene. Swami got up from his chair in the interview room, went into the inner room and came out with a red cloth which is tied. If you want to tie something with food or something, rice, grains, dry thing, you can tie it like a little knapsack. brought it out and he said, did you not give the beggar who came to your house the rice that you had kept for Narayan Seva? He came and called out at your gate and said, Amma, give me some food. You collected the rice and put it in a red cloth, and did you not give this to the beggar who came to your house? I was that beggar. See, this is the cloth. The same bag that this lady had handed somewhere in India to a beggar, Swami brought it from the inner room and said, did you not give this? Why are you telling that you use the same? They are poor, but they are not without any dignity. Would you treat me like that when I come to your house? You forget about your ego of your seva. Learn to serve with humility and love. Only then you can see divinity in me. So that is when I realized that gratitude has to go to humility. Humility should take us to serve without egolessness and love. That seva should make us see Him in all the people that we serve. And when we do that, we are not really very far away from Him. Sai Ram, brothers and sisters, I think my time is up.